Anger once again on the streets of Baltimore. Shocked and dismayed after an acquittal for police officer Cesar Goodson, one of 6 officers being tried separately over the April 2015 death of Freddie Gray, an unarmed black teenager. Goodson, the driver of the police van Gray was riding in when he broke his neck and later died, was facing 6 charges, including second-degree murder that would have carried up to 30 years in jail. Prosecutors argued Goodson did not put a seatbelt on Gray and intentionally drove erratically to injure the young man, and thus Goodson was the primary person responsible for Gray's injury and subsequent death. But the judge who ruled on the case said there were other possible scenarios that could have led to Gray's injuries, and Goodson's actions, while irresponsible, didn't amount to murder. Some courtroom observers agreed.
To say that this driver murdered Freddie Gray, that was a stretch. And that's part of the problem for the state. They embellished in these charges.
But others were not buying that argument and point to the fact Goodson is the 3rd officer to stand trial over Gray's death to be found not guilty, as a sign, in their opinion, the judicial system favors police over the poor.
Somebody killed him. He's dead. He didn't break his own neck.
After Gray's death last year, citywide protests against police brutality. There was some rioting and looting, and it opened up a national conversation about police mistreatment of minorities. African Americans in Baltimore say they are often victims of brutality at the hands of police, and Gray's death was just a tipping point that blew it into the open. Baltimore State Attorney Marilyn Mosby, leading the prosecution, left the courthouse dejected and now has big decisions to make as people's hopes for convictions and justice are slipping away. 4 other officers face trial for the arrest and death of Gray. The next trial is expected to start in about 2 weeks. But with no convictions so far, those trials are now all in jeopardy, and all the charges against the remaining officers could be dropped. If that happens, nobody will have gone to jail for the death of Freddie Gray. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Baltimore.